This video is sponsored by Deep Cut Studios. For a wide range of fantastic gaming resources such as battle mats, dice trays and pre-painted bases, check out the description below.
Hi guys and welcome back to TNG Productions. My name is Tom.
And my name is Ian.
And what are we playing?
We're playing The Walking Dead All Out War.
Walking Dead. It's been a little while since we played Walking Dead.
It is.
It's not because I lost or anything and refused to play it for a while. It's not at all. But we've got a new battle report. We're going to try something new with a custom scenario, which we're calling Aftermath or something. Basically, the threat's going to be high and then it's going to go quite low. We've got some interesting crews. You've got the full hunters this time. We've got Chris and I've got the Atlanta crew. It's been a while since they've hit the table. So hopefully going to be a bit more chaotic. As always, casual game, playing it for fun, unless Ian gets something wrong. And then rules committee, we blame him.
Yeah, and then I can be blamed, exactly.
There we go. But without further ado, we'll show you the crews and we'll see you in a sec. And these are our crews for today's 250-point battle report. We've got the Hunters, which was decided on our Discord. If anyone's not joined yet, we basically put a poll up on who people wanted to see next. And we had like Kingdom, Hunters, and I think Atlanta, and and Hunters were the top two. So I've gone Atlanta, you've gone Hunters.
Certainly have. I'm really excited to play with the Hunters.
This is the first time we've seen the leader, isn't it? So
it is.
It's good. So who have you got, mate?
I've got Chris, leader of the Hunters, making his debut today. He's got a .22 revolver, going as WYSIWYG as we can, with a cleaver. He's got camo paint and a leather jacket.
Yeah, the camo paint's really good. Boosts your cover, doesn't it?
It does. So I'll be trying to keep him nice and safe. I've got Charlie as well, who you can see down there with the coat and the gun on his back. He's got a KA bar combat knife and an M16 assault rifle. Very nice weapon.
As you do.
Yeah, just like carry that around to hunt people with, you know. We've got David as well, who's got the tranquilizer gun, and Albert, who has a hunting knife and a switchblade.
So you got the dual wield there.
We do.
So only high nerve character is Chris.
It is. I've got two mediums with Charlie and David, and then Albert is actually low nerve.
So we actually have to care about this, don't we?
I do.
Likewise, I've gone with the two daycare pairs. So we've got Rick Grimes, the OG version. I need to paint the one-handed one, but he's great. This is the Atlanta Camp Leader one. We've got Carl, the Survivor one, the beginner's box. They're both ready to go. Rick has got a Beretta and a hatchet and a leather jacket, so
nice.
WYSIWYG. Carl has got his lucky hat of destiny. And he's got a 9mm pistol. And then we've got Dale, who's the prison advisor, peg leggy one. I've given him a prosthetic leg just because WYSIWYG, and it takes a wound for him, which is great.
It does. Gives him 2 more inches of movement.
Yeah, and he's got the Marlin XT-17B, load of other numbers rifle, because he has a rifle, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then we've got Clem. So Clem is, again, pretty WYSIWYG. She's got a claw hammer. We've given her a first aid kit because her backpack's pretty redundant in this. And I've given her a paper bag. Because her and Carl are both medium nerve, so at least Clem won't have a panic attack turn one. She's going to be a runner for this game just because she can hurdle over this terrain, and I'm going to give her an extra defense on defense dice. Yeah, red dice on defense, that's what I'm going to go with. So, yeah, 2 high nerve, 2 medium nerve. Nice. So slightly better position, but again, panicking children is not what we want in life.
No, it's not. It's not.
And yeah, 250 points. We're on roughly 16 walkers to start with. It's 16.6, but I think we're going with 16 because we know the event card's going to bring on.
Yeah, I'd imagine we're going to get swarmed turn 1 and 2.
Yeah. So without further ado, let's show you the table. And here we are, all set up for today's 250-point game, and we're in some sort of bypass.
We are. I love this board layout.
This is good. We've used the same kind of mats a few times, so I want to try and vary it up a little bit. So we're going to call this scenario roughly like Aftermath or Post-Mortem or After the Chaos. The idea is this is after a big battle, and the survivors are just trying to grab what they can before they run away. And rather than doing a whole PDF of rules, the rules are very simple. Rather than starting the threat tracker at 1, we're somewhat stupidly going to start it at 80.
That makes this game tasty from the start.
Yeah, so the game will end when the threat tracker goes to 1. So anything that would increase the threat on event cards will actually decrease it. So if it says +1, it'll actually be -1. So the game will end when the threat's gone. And that's the idea of there already being a chaotic fight and it kind of ebbing now to the end. The only things that will continue to do what they normally do, holding your nerve will still decrease the threat, but every single character will have to roll a 50-50 to see if they're successful, so tacticians don't get any advantage there. For Rick, who we've got on the board, his ability will be he'll roll a black and white first. If he's successful, then he'll roll a blue.
That's his leader ability, isn't it? Yeah.
Mayhem will still increase threat, so it'll still increase it by +1. So that's they basically do the reverse now. Holding your nerve makes the game go quicker. Mayhem slows it down a little bit.
We've all fired guns to try and get the game to end, haven't we?
No, it's not going to help us. Now, as usual, the same mechanic as normal. We've got 5 supply tokens. Whoever has the most at the end of the game will win. The only other thing that we've chucked in is we've shuffled in the 2 event cards for our factions. There's a Hunter's one, and there's an Atlanta crew.
I'm very excited. This is the first time we've seen these on the channel.
Yeah, we wanted to use the teamwork cards, but the Hunters don't have any, do
They don't. They're the only faction that don't, you know.
So we've got the event cards. So aside from that, we've deployed. Do you want to loosely go over what you've got here, mate?
Yeah, I've got Chris over here. I've tried to keep Albert near him because basically he's going to freak out Albert.
We're worrying about all the panic rolls.
Yeah, I mean, I have a low nerve character and we've started on threat 18. Now, I just thought I'll stick him near Chris because if he's going to go crazy, he needs someone strong near him. Then I've just got these guys like hanging around, see what they can pick off.
Yeah, I've gone with my standard kind of paired approach. So we've got Clem and Dale who are together, we've got Rick and Carl who are together, and yeah, it's just going to be a case of there's a lot of walkers and there's probably going to be a lot more straight off the bat, isn't there?
There is.
But you've got priority, which is a big positive as we go into this. So turn one, we're going to start with the Hunters.
Okay, so here we go. It's the first activation for the Hunters, and I'm going with David.
Hope you like panic rolls.
I do. The problem is here that he's medium nerve, and a lot of my characters are actually, they're certainly not high nerve, so we'll have to roll the yellow panic die, which of course means that we could either get Berserk or Scream, which would normally see the threat go up, but in this case, it's going to go down.
I'm not sure how a Scream decreases the threat, but we're rolling with it.
Maybe it just makes him feel better afterwards. Yeah. Let's see what we get. So we get Terrified. There we go. So with Terrified, we're performing just the one action. So David's going to run here behind the lamppost, which will then pull the nearest walker into him like so.
Lovely. Okay, over to me. Rick doesn't believe in panic rolls because he is high nerve. He cares not. So he is going to sprint into base contact with this lovely walker here, which will then pull in this walker just to draw some attention away from baby Carl. Carl's going to probably scream. That's why I want to make sure there's no walkers near to him.
That's a bold play from Rick. Okay, for my next activation, we're going to go with the wimp of the team. Albert.
The wimp of the team.
Well, that's what he is. He's got low nerve. Which of the Hunters? Listen to the name, the Hunters.
We've gone with a different approach here. I've gone with my high nerve guys first. You're like, get the weaklings out.
I like the random nature of it, so let's see what happens to him.
You get Berserk. That's -1
exactly to the threat, so that's 17 now,
and you get +1 to your melee.
We certainly do. So he's going to run to here, which is just going to pull this walker into him, and I think he'll be fine now that he's gone Berserk.
Famous last words. So Ian's used up all of the good dice rolls for panic.
I really have.
So I'm going to go with baby boy Carl. He is uncertain about life, but he's fine. He gets terrified, which is pretty good.
He's only a kid.
It does change things a little bit. I was hoping to just sprint round, but I'm just going to do the old kill zone trick of I'm going to stand here and be in Rick's kill zone just so they get their bonuses.
Okay, so now I'm going to activate Charlie. I really feel Charlie should have been high nerve.
Nah, I'm quite happy with him not being high nerve.
But look at him, he looks so tough, doesn't he?
He's confident at pointing.
He is a very good pointer, to be fair. So, I rolled that off camera, but he got Scream.
Well then, so it lowers the threat.
It does lower the threat.
As he just lets out a calming scream.
Yeah, he makes noise. Now, probably the nearest walk would say is this
girl
one.
Here, yeah, so she'll hit the barricade.
Yeah, which is nice. So that'll come forward to there. Now, I can only now perform one action. So that has massively changed what my thought process was going to be.
He's just spent 5 minutes lining up a shot.
It was going to be an excellent shot. But now what I'm thinking of, because Charlie, to be fair, is not bad in melee, I might just come to here and pull that walker in again.
Yeah, that makes sense. Over to me, I'm going to go with Pegleg Dale. Why is he always protecting children? Do you remember we did the river crossing one? Wasn't he also in
He's the friendly granddad, isn't he, mate?
Well, friendly granddad with a rifle. He's going to walk to here. He could run 6 inches because of his peg leg, but he's just going to casually make noise, and we're just going to do this in the safest possible way.
Here he goes, the leader of the Hunters himself, Christopher.
We've not had him on the channel yet, have we, actually?
We've not. It's his debut. I think the last time the Hunters were on the channel,
Chris wasn't even out. No.
Yeah, that's how long ago it is since these guys have been on the table. So Chris is going to perform a run action to get into base contact with this supply that Albert nice and easily freed up for us. That will, of course, cause noise, which will pull the nearest walker into the skip. It's probably going to get him in the moving phase, but hey ho.
It's all good. You can search a supply token though.
And that's what my intention is, and we get nothing.
You get a box of nothing.
We literally get nothing.
I mean, the upside is that supply's on Chris, and Chris is very hard to get it off.
It is. And it wasn't a booby trap either.
Which is always a bonus.
It is.
Oh, sweet, sweet Clementine. Well, guess what? I've prepared for panic. I'm going to use my paper bag because I had 5 points spare, and it makes sense. She used to go...
It's a great call.
She's got a backpack full of handy things, and then she's going to sprint into base with this supply counter, which will pull in this walker.
Nice.
But I have a claw hammer. I can totally take
She'll
you.
be fine.
She says. That was nice and straightforward for turn 1. That could have gone far worse.
It could, but I feel like the game is going to kick off now.
We've reduced the threat by a little bit, which is good.
Yeah, still in high though.
Yes, speaking of which, we've had a walker that's naturally moved into Chris. Everyone else has stayed as normal.
Yeah, Chris has gone in melee though. I don't think that's a bad thing.
An event card then at level 16 high threat straight off the bat.
Here we go, and we get -1 to the threat these days.
Nice.
The hunger, which we're in high threat still, which starts off saying as medium. And the medium threat is that each of us rolls a blue dice and moves that many eligible walkers towards the nearest survivor. Then in addition, all prone walkers would stand up, but there aren't any.
Nice, so both roll blue dice.
Yep.
I get 2.
I get a 2 as well.
And you are the priority player, so we'll cut away and do that now. And yeah, this tree is kind of protecting the chaos that Ian has just caused here, because Dale has got 3 walkers by him now.
Sorry, Dale. Sorry, matey.
I feel like his leg is going to get munched.
Yeah, it is.
I've put an extra one over at the top here, and I've just put one to block off Chris, really. That's about it.
That makes sense.
So that's all we need to do for the event card. So we would normally add 1 to the threat for combat.
We would.
But we're decreasing it, which means we're down to level 14. It's going to go quickly. It's going to be a high-paced game, this one. And we'll go to the combat, starting with Ian's choice.
Tell you what, that event card hasn't half made nice dice rolling space for this melee,
This is good. This is perfect. We found the perfect way to record this game now, that we can actually roll dice.
We certainly have. So we'll go all for the hunters first of all, and we'll start with Christopher, who is base 2 red. Now, I did give him a cleaver, but it isn't really going to help him against a walker.
No, he needs to pick up like a weapon or something, doesn't he? So 1 walker for a red.
Yeah.
Walker rolls nothing.
Chris gets a 1, so he knocks it prone.
Pushes it away and knocks it on its bum.
It's not too bad, that, from Chris, to be honest.
And then you've got your super angry boy.
We certainly have. Albert has done very, very well here. He is red and white, but then he gets an extra red because of his panic roll.
Very nice. Do you want to set the pace?
Yeah, let's see what we get. We get no
4
headshots. How disappointing.
4 is good, though. It's not... bad though, it's a tie, and you don't get the bite because I think the damage has to go through.
The damage
so
does need to go through.
Survivors win all
but
ties.
I still fancied him to kill one. I'm still a bit disappointed.
Him getting bitten,
yeah,
it's okay.
Maybe I should be grateful for small mercies.
So that's his anger subsided now.
Right, if we go to Chris now, Chris is sorry, not Chris, Charlie. Charlie is base white, and then his KA bar combat knife adds white against walkers.
Nice.
Hey.
Murder. Yeah,
kills it. I'm glad we've got one. There's so many walkers on the board, I feel like we need to kill them.
Clear them out quickly.
Yeah. And then finally I've got David, who's actually got the same weapon, but his base stat isn't quite as high. And he gets 3.
Can't beat that. Walker gets knocked away.
So he knocks it prone. Now, the thing with David is, because of his retreat to the shadows rule, he's now going to perform a sneak action to the...
Yeah, because he's near area terrain, which we said these planters. Otherwise, the hunters, not as great unless they've got area terrain.
They do rely on it. My thought there was basically it's a nice way of freeing up the supply if you didn't kill the walker.
No, you've done really well there, I think, not to sustain damage. So this is what I'm dealing with. It's good times. It's fine.
It is.
Clem's going to go. She is going to attack. So I put the extra red dice on her defense, so she gets no bonus
that makes
here.
sense, yeah.
So she has got a red dice base. She gets a white dice because of her claw hammer versus a walker.
Oh, well done.
Well, yeah, that works out well.
To be fair, I'm not even going to complain because we need to thin walkers here. There's that many of them.
Dale has got a solitary white dice versus 3 walkers.
Yeah, 6 red dice here.
It's all good. It'll work fine. 1.
And to be fair, that's very survivable.
That is very survivable.
Use the leg.
Yeah, I think I probably will use the leg. So I'm going to discard my prosthetic leg to reduce that damage by blue dice worth. Please be 2. Hey! He's now back to just being limping.
He is limping Dale.
And then Rick's next. He's got a white dice in his melee, gets a white dice from his hatchet, gets a red dice because Carl is nearby versus 2 walkers.
Nice bonus, that.
Oh, it's only 3.
Oh,
that's not what you want to see, is it?
Not what you want to see.
Right, so he will take... Oh, do you know what? It's early doors.
It is early doors for the leather jacket.
The leather jacket is going to get spanked because I don't want the bite. Because we know that whenever Rick gets bitten, it's always a bad game.
The bite will be terrible.
That's all my defence is gone. We've lost all our defences. It's still good. It's okay.
I feel that the Hunters benefited more than Atlanta did, though.
I think the really interesting thing is, though, that Chris and who's over next to Chris? Is it Albert? And then Clem and Dale have got a screen of walkers next to each of them, which is not the best situation for them to be in.
Well, I'm quite pleased, though, with the amount of space that my guys have got here.
Yeah, I think if Rick and Carl can get past those 2 walkers that are near them, they'll be relatively okay as well. So we'll see how we go as we go into turn 2, which is going to be led by the Atlanta crew. Right, we're still in high threat, so we're going to play this as safe as possible.
Yes.
So Rick is going to sneak around this walker. Don't mind me. Don't mind me. You almost bit me to death. And we're going to steal this.
Nice.
And we get... oh, that's not bad. Hunting
That is
knife.
not bad
I mean, he
at
can't
all.
use it because his hands are full, but he could maybe hand it to Carl in a second.
That makes sense.
I'm going to get munched by a walker at the end of that, but
That's
that
fine.
seems... You know what? I'm just going to go there, actually, because I'm aware of Charlie having a gun.
Yeah, that makes sense. And it's a good gun as well. So David does have to panic again and see what happens.
You just have to worry.
Yeah. Now he did well last time because did he scream?
It's only a
last
matter of time until Flea comes up, though, isn't it? That's the worst one.
I don't want Flea. Oh, that's like, that was literally as if it was choreographed.
So you run towards the nearest board edge?
Yeah, it's a full run. I'm just looking for there. Run 8 inches in a straight line directly away from the nearest enemy, which will be the prone walker, and take no further actions.
I'm not going to put you in the corner. I know I could, but I'm not going to.
So mean.
It would create noise.
Yes, it will do, yeah.
That does draw the attention of this little lady.
That's so disappointing, because I fancied myself of getting another
I'm
supply
just
token
going
there.
to pull this back so you can see where he's ran to.
Poor David.
Wah, wah. Well, I can't run anymore because my peg leg got munched. So Dale is only going to use one action because I don't particularly want to hold my nerve at the moment.
That's
so
fair.
I'm just going to sneak, or in Dale's case, sprint, but without making noise. He's going to sneak to there, and that's pretty much it. He just wants to be away from that crowd of walkers.
That makes sense. Here we are, Charlie this time. Now, can I just say as well, for the benefit of the audience, Charlie's literally my favourite pose in this entire game. I love that miniature.
He does look like
nice.
a proper hunter, doesn't he?
He really does. He really does. He was one of my favourites to paint as well. Right, enough babble. Let's see what happens when he panics.
Flee, please.
It's terrified. So terrified is he only performs one action this turn.
Yeah, it can make noise though, this action, which is the most important part.
It is because of what I'd like to do. Now, I resisted the temptation, well I have to now because I want to roll, to move and shoot Rick, because I was saying off camera that if it was playing like, not the objective, that's what I'd do.
There's something about Ian that when he plays the bad guys, he actually like proper gets into the headspace of like, I'm the hunters, I need to be methodical,
Exactly.
I need to stalk my prey.
Exactly, which is what we've done because essentially the board's there for the
Yeah, so you're going to
taking.
barrel towards the bag of guns, which will draw the attention of this walker,
Excellent.
basically.
And because he's decent in melee, I'm hoping he'll be fine.
Very nice choice. Oh, Carl, don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. Do you know what? I do have one defence left because I have the lucky hat.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do.
Don't panic. Oh, I've just rolled it off camera, but it was the terrified, so I can take one action. That's interesting. I think the correct course of that one action is to probably just sneak slightly ahead of Dad, because then that walker will go into Rick, and Carl is maybe okay.
Yeah, it totally makes sense though to keep them together as well because of the buff that they get.
Yeah, we'll try and keep him safe for a bit.
We have a shield of walkers in front of us here. That's the irritating thing. So I'll activate Albert then, who is probably after this turn going to be the only one that will continue to panic, being low nerve.
Yeah, being the only low nerve character.
And he is getting...
a scream. Well, he reduces the threat. That's good.
It does.
We're into medium now.
But it moves the nearest walker into him. Who would you say is nearest? It's pretty equidistant.
I think it's entirely up to you, mate. You pick whichever one you
We'll
want.
just go with this one. In that case, there we go.
Lovely. Clementine, yay! Medium nerve. Doesn't have to worry about it now. She is going to search this token. And she has found... What's she got? Oh, everyone's fail-safe. Bandages.
To be fair, bandages are always good in this game.
She's got space in her pack now after she spent her bag.
Yeah.
She's got another action. Do you know what? I'm actually going to come and contest this objective. So I'm going to sprint to the other side of the lamppost
I'm really
here,
annoyed
which will
because
pull that walker in.
I felt I had that one really secure.
Yeah,
and
it's an
now-
interesting one because all the heavy hitters being over this way, I think Clem can actually be an annoyance. And me having the extra dice on her defence might be a good choice. I probably should have put it on a melee in retrospect,
But
actually.
it depends, because if I'm going to shoot at you, and 3 of my 4 characters have got guns.
Defence does help, yeah, it's a good shout. So that is Clementine done, so we'll go to Chris.
Okay, so Chris's action then is very, very simple. He's going to engage these 2 walkers like so.
Just before they get to him.
Basically, yeah, because there's not a lot else he can do. My entire plan before was to have Albert create some space, and then he screamed.
Yeah, so that'll bring us to the end of the turn. Right, we're flanking a lot in this game. There's a lot happening on the edges of the board. So we had one walker move into Rick. That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
And yeah, we're on to the event phase, mate.
We are. Oh, and we're getting something good for the hunters.
A unique one, are we?
We are getting That's the Signal. Now, where this would normally increase the threat by white dice, it's going to reduce it. So
Yeah, I'm playing with priority, but I want you. You're the hunters. You roll.
yeah, I
it.
feel like it because it's my card. I feel
You
like
get to
I
have
really
it.
should.
Well, this is why we can't trust you with rolling
I
the
know,
dice.
cocked
See?
dice. There we go. 2.
Oh, reduces it by 2. We're down to 11.
Yeah, super duper.
Very nice.
Now, the really frustrating thing about this card is where my characters currently are, because it's not going to do anything for me. If Chris, the leader of the hunters, is in play, he immediately causes noise, so that will do something, because as we just checked, he is within 10 inches of
Yeah,
that
we've
walker.
got a walker here, so he'll come towards that noise.
Yeah, but then, once any resulting walker movement is resolved, every unengaged friendly hunter model within 10 inches of Chris may perform a free out of sequence sneak or shoot action.
And they're all engaged.
Well, he's not within 10 inches and he's got a bloody good gun as well. So
Shame that.
if he'd have been able to get a free shot off, that would have been amazing.
It's
But
interesting though, it's brought us down to threat 11, and because there
has.
is combat, we're going to go down to threat 10.
Yeah.
We are up against the clock here, actually. We are going to have to grab some
Yes.
markers as quick as we can, aren't we? So without further ado, we'll go to the melee phase. Right, we're going to do the top end of the board here. So we're going to start with Rick. He's got 2 white dice for his hatchet and his melee, and he's got Carl nearby,
Nice.
versus 1 walker. Rick wants him dead.
Yeah, he's going to kill it, get to 1.
Awesome. That gets rid of that walker there.
Nicely done.
And then we'll go on to your ones, mate. So who do you want to do first out
We'll
of
go
these
with
two?
Chris. Chris actually is the weak of these two in melee, the way it currently stands.
Don't tell Chris that.
I know, I won't, he'd be very offended. But let's see how he gets on.
Go on,
Here
you set the
then.
pace.
Oh, it's only 1.
Okay. Because we got leather
bad.
jacket though. 3 red
Yeah.
dice to the walkers. That's
I'm
3
using
with a bite.
the leather jacket because
Lovely.
I can't have the bite go
And
through.
we'll have to separate the walkers.
And
just
he's my
for this.
only objective holder at the minute as well.
That is a good choice. And then you've got a 1-on-1 here.
Yeah, no, Albert, like I said, is actually pretty decent because of his base stat of being a white. So he gets 1.
Walk gets nothing.
Now he has got 2 dual wield weapons.
So you can re-roll dice, you might as well.
Re-roll a blank. No, I wanted a headshot basically.
So pushes it away and knocks it prone. And then we'll go to the other half of the board. Okay, we've got Clementine and Charlie then. So Clem has got a white dice and a red versus a solitary walker.
Yep, the walker is a 1.
And Clem 2, so she pushes away and knocks it on its bum.
We've not been killing as many this turn, I've noticed. Not been killing
Not
anywhere near as
really,
many.
have we? So she pushes that one away. And then we've got Charlie versus a single walker.
I really need Charlie to kill this. No, he gets 2.
Well, he also knocks it on its
Yeah.
bum and out of the way.
Yeah.
We're going to do a lot of prone walker rolls at the end of this,
Yeah,
aren't
we
we?
are, aren't we?
And that brings us to the end of this second turn. And here we are at the end of turn 2, and we've already turned around to each other and been like, this is probably the halfway point of the game, isn't it?
Yeah.
Quite a lot of walkers stood back up, none of the ones that are massively important, just the one that's
Yeah.
near Clem and one of the ones near the lads.
I was pleased with the one near Charlie stayed. I think that's important.
I think you were probably pleased as well that that event card wasn't a move walkers one like we had
Yes.
before, because Charlie could have been in a very bad situation.
Yes, he was.
You having priority now is quite handy.
It is.
It's just the situation with Rick and Carl versus, Chris and is it David who's up there or Albert, sorry. Then it's a bit of a showdown there,
It
isn't
is a showdown, but there's a lot of walkers around there as well.
Yeah, and we've got the one supply that's just behind this tree
I'm
that's going to
worried
be...
that you're going to beat me to it. I'm not going to lie.
Well, should either beat you to it or should beat you with a hammer.
Yeah.
That's the 2 options there. So without further ado, we'll go into turn 3, which will be led off by the hunters.
Okay, so I've got priority turn 3, and I'm going to activate Charlie first.
Gonna grab that bag while you can.
Yeah, I am. Well, to be fair, it was there to be taken, wasn't it? And I get football pads, which is very nice because there's no body armour either. So you can slip those straight on, actually. And as we know, they will reduce the damage taken from any melee attack by 1.
Always
which
good when you've
could
got walkers nearby.
Yeah, could be very, very relevant, that actually.
So that's your second supply token now.
It is,
So you've got
yeah.
2 each.
2 each. That makes this one really important.
Clementine.
Now, I am then going to sneak 4 inches to just behind this car because I'm quite cautious that if I try to fire anything, then that might have ended badly.
That
So yeah,
seems
it's just
fair.
a sneak action for me.
Clementine then, kind of an important activation
It
here.
is because you're going to get the third one now.
She is going to sprint because she's just shy to here, which will make noise, which will knock that walker into the barricade there. She's going to pick up this, and we're going to pray that it's nothing particularly nasty. What is it? It's an ammo reload.
Hey.
She's going to reload her hammer.
Hey, listen, it's better than a booby trap.
She's now carrying 2.
In fact, we've not had any negative ones there, have we?
And we won't now, which is
Exactly,
good.
yeah.
We'll
I mean,
just...
there was the nothing that I got, but that's neutral. It's not negative.
the pads even it out. So that's her 2 activations all done.
Hi guys, it's Editor Tom here from the future, just apologising because my microphone squealed and died at this point, so I'm going to sound a little bit echoey for a few turns until we fix it. If you've seen any recent battle reports, you'll know that we've upgraded our mic since then, so apologies if there's any kind of dips in sound quality, but you're basically hearing me through Ian's microphone until about a couple of turns' time when we realise that it needs fixing. But this is just David shooting at Clem.
Clem has got 3 red dice because she can get 1 for the cover, and she's got 2 red on her defence because I gave her the red dice.
Yeah, that totally is worth it in fairness. So David then, because he's got the pick them off rule, he adds a red dice to his attack rolls against enemy survivors who have no friendly models within 8 inches of them.
That's quite nice.
As well.
And you've got a triangle gun here.
Yes,
so set the score.
Yep, here we go. Oh, rubbish, 2. That's beatable.
1. So she takes a point of
Takes
damage.
a point of damage indeed. Now this weapon has the stun keyword.
Yeah, it's not great here, is it?
It's not.
Stun. Basically puts me on my bum. A survivor wounded by this weapon but not killed is immediately laid prone. In melee, this effect may only apply to a single enemy. So Clem could get insta-killed here.
Oh, poor Clem. Poor Clem.
Poor Clem indeed.
Super. Now that was only 1 action for David as well.
What?
So David's second action, I have measured it, it's within 8 inches. He's then just going to run to here, which will pull this walker around into Clem.
Oh dear, she's got 2 of my supply tokens.
2 of them, I didn't realise it was 2.
Right, we're going to have to go for some retribution then. Dale is going to go to start with. He is going to sneak just to this position here. We said he can stay on the board.
Yeah, of course he can, yeah.
Destroying the scenery.
Yeah, well, he's only got 1 leg, so he doesn't take up so much space.
He's going to fire a shot at Charlie. Now, Charlie's going to get hard cover because
Yes.
there's a big car in the way. So Dale is using a white and a red plus a white for his Marlin 30-inch range rifle.
That is nice.
I think he'll be okay. And we'll see how we do. So
Yeah.
Dale gets 3 successes.
I put the white dice in here for the heavy cover. I get 2, so that's 1 damage. 1 damage.
That will cause mayhem. So we will
Oh no, the football pads are for melee attack
Yeah,
only.
melee. So I'm going to add 1 to the threat, so we're going up again, and then we'll just move the walkers. And we've just moved these 3 walkers basically into the barricade. No one else is within range. He's done somewhat of a job to try
I think that was
help.
good.
And that's Dale all done.
Okay, it's over to the leader of the hunters himself, Chris. Here he goes. Chris is only going to do 1 action this turn. He is going to run to here, and that's going to pull the nearest walker into the truck.
Carlito, he's just going to sneak to here,
Go on, Carl.
and then he's just going to make noise and be like, "Oi, you! We have the same shirt." And just pulling that walker to there, and that's him all done.
Nicely played. Okay, and then my final activation for turn 3 is going to be Albert, who is low nerve, Tom. He's low
He's still
nerve.
scared about life.
He is. To be fair, I'd be scared as well because the leader of the hunters has just left him. So he rolls Terrified, which is only performing 1 action this turn, and that action is going to be a sprint action to here, which is just going to pull Red Shirt Walker into him.
That seems very fair. Okay, well, we're going to go for the big play then. So,
Oh, yes, you are.
I need to get rid of Chris or I need to get rid of Charlie. The 2 of them are a bit of a problem for me, but I think I might go for Chris to begin with. So I'm going to move Rick to this position here, conveniently next to his son.
I know. They've done well together, to be
And
fair.
then range-wise, he's just out for Charlie, I think, so he's going to shoot Chris.
Nice.
So I've got a blue dice and a white dice on my shooting, thanks to my Beretta. Rick gets...
that's good.
3 successes there.
Come on, Chris. You need to be fine. Oh, cock dice.
Well, that's not bad to start with.
But it's absolutely fine, yeah.
So that does cause mayhem, so we'll move the walkers and we'll add 1 to the threat. And Albert's probably displeased with that conclusion because he's got a whole posse of walkers around him.
Yeah, I mean, that hasn't quite done what I was hoping it would do, I'm going to be
Carl in
honest.
a little bit of trouble as well.
Yeah,
I was
that's
hoping to
true.
at least get some damage off on Chris, but that'll end the activations and we'll go to the event phase. Okay then, so this takes us to the event phase, and there's been a lot of walkers.
Bit of shuffling going on in this section of the board
Pretty
here.
much. So, do you want to draw us an event card?
Yes, and we've got Feeding Frenzy.
Nothing added to the threat, which is nice.
No, not at all. Or
Or
taken
subtracted.
off. So, for medium threat, it starts off with as low threat, which is that we will roll a black dice for each survivor engaged in melee against 1 or more walkers. And on a shield, the model loses a health point.
Right, so you've got priorities. Do you want to roll for these?
Yes.
So technically, Clem won't be auto-killed by this because I think she has to lose in melee.
Yeah, no, it's just losing.
See
It's
if
just
she gets
losing
a
the
nibble.
wound.
So do you
Yeah.
want to roll? So is it a shield or a blank? Blank, I presume. Take a wound.
No, do you know this is the one event card where the shield actually gives a negative result?
Okay, so on Clem.
Yeah, for Clem, she's fine.
Okay. For Albert.
Well, I'm not surprised if you look at how many's around
For
him.
Carl, who's technically got those there.
He's fine.
Hey,
Oh, it worked out worse for
that's
me.
always good.
And then, because we're in medium threat, each player rolls a blue dice and moves that many eligible walkers towards the nearest survivor.
There aren't many eligible ones, are there? I get to move 3 for what it's worth.
Well done, Tom. I get to move 2.
Lovely, so we'll move those walkers now. And the grand total there is basically another one went into Rick. Essentially, Rick's got a combat to deal with. We've got a little bit of a chase going on at the bottom of the screen here.
We do.
So we do have combat, so we will drop down a threat to level 11.
Super.
And yeah, it's basically just Clem die here, really. It's the
And
combat and
Albert.
the big scrum at the top. So we'll go to the melee phase now.
The numbers should be in David's favour for this melee here against poor Clem.
Well, if Clem takes a wound, she dies.
I know. So, obviously he's got base red for his melee. Then his KA bar combat knife is giving him red against the survivor. He's got the pick them off rule, which gives him another red dice. And then we've got a red dice for the walker as well.
I feel like I shouldn't have Leroy Jenkins straight into that barricade.
It seemed like a logical plan at the time.
I mean, Clem's got 3 red, so...
Yeah, it's survivable.
Spiky red dice here. No, I don't think that's
bad.
going to be beatable, but we'll try it.
No, sorry, Tom.
No, she explodes into what will become a prone walker.
But more usefully is where the supply counters drop.
Well, this is the interesting thing. So we're going to have to create separation to start with.
That's fine.
And then we're going to have to put down her confetti.
Yeah, because there's 2 of them there. I didn't even realise when I put this little plan together that there was going to be 2.
Yeah, we'll put 1 on either side of it. I mean,
That's
the
fair.
upside is she's a walker, but she is prone, so we'll just tuck that.
That's fine.
Like that there. Oh no, it's all going bad. Dale's going to have to like limp his way over to help out.
Yeah, I think he is, isn't he? I think he is.
Next combat then.
Should we go for Albert?
Albert with his many dice.
Now, in fairness, Albert does actually have 2 dice, a red and a white. So, it depends how badly the walkers roll. I'm going to give the walkers a target. I've got 2.
I think this is 10 that I'm rolling here. So
Nice.
Give me that out of the way.
Yeah, no, he's dead. Yeah, he's dead. Never mind.
He's a prone walker.
He only had 2 wounds left anyway.
So we'll create a separation. Luckily, though, he's not carrying anything.
No, he's not. He's not. I mean, the reason I sent him over there was just to try and slow Rick down, so I'm not convinced that worked. But never mind.
Speaking of Rick, he's against 1 walker.
Yes, he is.
He gains a red dice because of his blood ties, because he's got a baby boy that he needs to show him how to fight.
The synergy there is very nice between the 2.
And then he's got 2 white for his melee.
Nice. 1.
Well, survivors
win
win draws.
draws.
I'll take that. And then we've got Carl versus 2 walkers.
Mm-hmm.
Carl only has a red dice in his melee. He doesn't get any benefits to the blood ties.
No, he has a lucky hat though, which you never know.
1.
That's cocked.
Hey,
to draw.
Well, it's a draw.
Do you know, I don't think I've ever rolled a cocked dice on the channel before, and I've done 3 today.
Well, we've got a screen of walkers now that I don't think Rick and Carl can actually get through.
Oh well. So I suppose in a way Albert did his job.
Did do his job.
Yeah.
So without further ado, we'll count up the prone walkers and we'll go to the end phase. And this is the picture at the end of the 3rd turn, and my poor child is dead.
I've lost someone too. I've lost Albert.
I mean, Chris has done very well to get out of that scrum of trouble, hasn't he?
Yeah,
I think you can pretty much do that. I've got very much the edges of the boards.
Yes, you have.
And then we'll have to work out how we go from here. But I do have priority, which is
You
good.
do.
As we go into the 4th turn, so we'll see how we get on here. Okay, first activation for me. I'm going to shoot David because he killed my child with his stupid trank guns. At least you're fluffy. Hunters can have trank guns.
Yeah, they can.
It's like when people turn up to tournaments with like all trank guns. Like,
yeah, trank guns are very, very powerful,
you're
to
on
be
the
fair.
rules committee here. Can you not like tweak those? Do you remember when bows were actually going to get like nerfed? Do you remember when people were going to and that never happened?
Yeah.
Rifles still. Anyway, that's part of the reason we did this WYSIWYG change.
It is. I like the WYSIWYG. I like the WYSIWYG.
Right, anyway, Dale is going to aim. He's not a marksman, annoyingly, but he's going to gain a red dice to nullify the red dice that you get for the...
the
nullify,
cover.
but to add to.
Yeah, no, makes sense.
2 white and a red for his shot.
Oh,
it's big money.
I don't like that at all. I like that even less now. So
3
you've got...
total for you?
Yep, 3, so that's 3. But then have you got...
7. Because your exclamation mark doesn't count.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. So how many wounds are you putting on me there? Are you putting 5 wounds on me?
8, actually, that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
8. And I've saved 3, so that's 5 wounds, isn't it?
It is. How many wounds does he have here?
5.
Yeah.
Damn it,
I'll
David.
teach you for shooting a child.
Damn it, David.
Luckily for you, he's not carrying any.
No, he's not. No, he's not. But he was going to pick up, wasn't he? He was in the perfect position
you've
to
got
pick
Charlie
up.
there, so it'll cause mayhem. Takes us to 12, and we'll move the walkers, which is probably going to be quite bad for Dale now. And Dale has basically guaranteed his death there. He's pretty much.
Wowzer is all I can say to that. That hurt.
This is when I was saying like no one's taken a wound, and now it's just became 1 shot, 1 kill kind of game.
No, it has. It genuinely has.
It's taken an activation away. That's the main thing.
It has, which I was annoyed about because I had more activations than you. Okay, so I'm going to activate Chris, who is devastated to have seen David just fall like that. So he's going to try and hold his nerve at this stage.
So black and white dice, even though he's a tactician.
Yep.
He is successful.
Yeah, he
Takes
is.
us down to 11.
That's very good. Yeah, normally, of course, a tactician can do it automatically, but for the sake of the scenario, we've said that he can't, basically. And then now he's going to perform a run action, which is going to place him...
Just to go and occupy that one.
Yeah. What I wanted to do there is make the space, essentially, to get him to get that counter next turn.
Yeah, that sounds like a really solid plan. So knowing that Charlie needs to go and get that container, Carl is going to go. He's going to run rings on the spot to make a run action this far, engage that walker and basically pull this one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
My intention is to make enough of a space that Rick can get through. And I'm hoping that even with all those walkers there, Carl's lucky hat BS will save him.
Okay, it's Charlie's turn on this occasion. Charlie's going to perform a sneak action to here. Now, obviously, each search is an action, so he's going to search this one to take that himself, and he might get another one next turn if he's lucky.
Yeah, he's hoovering them all up.
He is.
Rick then is just going to gallantly leave his child to die.
Poor Carl.
I mean, it's the lucky hat. We have faith in the hat.
Always.
So he's just going to sprint here, not in base contact with the barrier, because I thought it was going to be important. This walker's going to be like, "Whoa," and just basically clip that barrier. And then I'm going to shoot Charlie.
Charlie!
So just nudge the barrier, but the idea was that there'd be a clear line of sight to the two of them. So, white dice and a blue dice versus your defence.
Oh, it's only a red dice, this one. It's only red dice.
Come on, Rick.
Oh, that's
it's
a
big
good
money.
shot.
It's 5.
Oh, no.
So that's 5 damage going through because I've got the headshot as well.
Hell, that's
well, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 minus. Yeah, so 4 damage going
4
through.
damage. He's only got 3 health left. Poor Charlie, no.
Confetti.
This is really bad. This is really bad.
It's Chris versus Rick, basically.
It is. That's what it's boiling down to.
That will create mayhem, which will take things up to 12, and things are going to become very terrible for everyone in a second. So
They
I'm
are.
just going to measure that out. We'll move the walkers. So scratch that. That was actually now very safe. Rick is selflessly.
That was epic.
Do you know what? It'd be really good to have a leather jacket around about now.
And you know, it's been burned though, hasn't it? It's been burned.
And yeah, that's the last activation of this turn. So we'll move in some walkers and we'll go to the event phase. Well, Rick's not long for this world.
It looks like so.
It's not great. Should you draw us an event card?
Yep, we get Frayed Nerves. There it is.
Oh dear.
Now, Frayed Nerves is interesting on medium because you have to choose, given you're the player with
I'm
initiative.
just going to pre-measure because I know exactly what this card does.
You have to choose Carl to cause mayhem, essentially.
So the threat will go up to 13, and we can just do this on camera because actually,
That's
after
really
buying him
bad.
freedom,
They've decided
all
to
of
turn
these
around.
walkers will barrel in. I don't think they can all actually get to.
No,
I think
they
that's
can't.
the most you can basically get swarmed by, and this one here.
Oh, that's nasty.
He's just gone, Dad, don't worry, I've got this.
I'm here. But he's got a hat. He has a lucky hat.
He has the lucky hat. So that will take the threat up to 13. It'll drop down again because there's combat, which take us to level 12.
Nice.
And oh dear, that's going to be a lot of dice on poor Carl boy. Well, let's start with Carl.
Poor Carl, poor Carl. Right, I'm going to roll these in 2 different hands. So the first 5...
This is 15 dice.
Yeah, those first 5, it's already looking bad. There's the remaining ones. So we could assume in theory he's dead.
No, I need to roll my defense dice in
But
because I might make it.
You may make it.
One of those reduced.
Excellent. Now, what I think could be important, because he's got the lucky hat, is he is bitten. Because of all the exclamation marks, which is very, very good for me.
So let's push away these walkers just in case, because he might Hulk push.
I think he might survive with that hat.
Right, black and white dice then. On a shield, Carl is instantly restored to 1 health point.
Yeah, he is. Of course he is. Of course he is. Of course he is.
But you're right, he is bitten, so in the end phase he might die. Just Carl things. Well, that went better than expected.
I know. But as cool as that was, this is where the game's going to be won and lost.
Yeah, so
here.
Rick is facing down 3 walkers. I have 2 white dice. I mean, I could fire my gun in melee here, but I'm not going to.
It would be a bold call.
It would be a bold call. So 2 white dice for me.
Yep.
3, not bad at all.
That's not bad at all. You only take 1 damage.
So I take a point of damage. That knocks Rick down to 5. More importantly, not bleeding.
Do you know I really needed him to get bitten there?
Not bitten even, yeah. So I'm going to push these walkers away because I can't be pushed.
That makes sense.
Should we do Chris?
Yeah, come on,
he's
Chris.
relatively safe here.
He's got 2 red dice, Chris.
Walker rolls 1.
And he gets 2. Knocks it
Absolutely
prone.
fine, knocks it prone. And then we've got Dale, who somehow, after that activation, is fighting 1
Yeah, I was
solitary
expecting
walker.
Dale to really get battered, but he's not.
He's got a white dice. We can have 2 red on defence. I'll take the white dice.
Nice.
Against 1 walker. Blank.
Blank.
Oh, survives with no draws. Well,
That was anticlimactic, I'm not going to lie.
no, I'm loving it. It works out better for me. But you've got pride to go into the next turn. So
Yes.
Go to the end phase and we'll see what happens next. And this is the end phase, and no walkers have stood up.
No, they've
And
not.
There's only one important thing to do, really, here, isn't there?
The bite.
So, Carl, if he rolls a blank, he takes damage. If he
Yep.
rolls a shield, he's surviving against the bite.
Oh!
He cares not.
Oh!
Guess who's fighting his gun at absolutely everything next
Yeah,
turn. Because
not yet.
he's living a charmed life now, Carl.
He is.
But aside from that, everything is pretty normal. We're on medium threat still. We're
Mm-hmm.
very much comfortable there. I think this is going to be a whose crew dies first.
I think it is, and you're winning on that account.
Just about, but Chris is pretty hardy and he's not really taken any damage yet, has he?
He's not taking any. He's got his camo paint as well. He has spent his leather jacket.
Has spent his leather jacket. We need to get the big horde of walkers over to him first.
Okay, it's Chris's activation. My only activation this
What
turn.
happens playing the objectives, Ian? You've measured up something that isn't
Listen,
playing the
I wanted to play objectives, then you insta-killed 2 guys. You started...
Tranquilised a young girl.
Honestly, the things that happen in this game. So, I'm going to go with Chris. Chris,
As
obviously...
if that's a choice.
Well,
Chris, like,
do you know, I literally do not know why I said that
I still
sentence.
think you're in the stronger position in this game.
I'd like to think so. I don't know. I
Go on,
don't
then.
know. Right, so Chris is going to run to here.
Should draw the attention of this little
This
lady.
one, yeah, straight into the blockade. And then we're going to target Rick. Now, we have got a shoot of white, and we have got a .22 revolver, which is adding a red die. So it's not an amazing roll.
Rick's got defensive white. He gets hard cover because of this little
Yeah,
barrier
that
in
makes
the
sense.
way. So we'll see how we do.
Double blanks.
Double loves everything.
That is truly terrible news.
It's worth saying we couldn't remember if Rick rolled a headshot, but we
No
know his
idea.
activation is going to be taken away
Yeah.
here, so we're calling that even.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
you
cool.
do cause mayhem. Takes
I
things
do.
up to 13, and we will just move the walkers.
That was not a good play. Well, it wasn't, was it? Like, we didn't get a single damage point on him.
Rick's in combat though. There's that.
He is. That's what I wanted.
You ready for like sombrero shooting Carl in a second? We're just going to fire his gun like 8 times.
Oh, yes, I am. I am.
2 activations for me then. Right, I'm going to do both my activations on the bounce because they're both incidental because I can't run with Dale. He's
Poor
going to walk to here with the intention of being not within 2 of that walker.
Yeah.
And then Carlito,
Here he goes.
Master of Dervish of Death. He is living a charmed life, isn't he? So
He is.
he can't shoot Chris. He can't really do anything.
Nope.
So he's going to casually walk to this position here. And then he's going to shoot that walker.
That's fair. That's
So
fair.
this is 3 red dice versus that walker's 1 red defense.
Yep. You
Yeah.
killed it. Well done. Well done.
Murders it straight
That's very
away.
good going, to be fair.
He has got an ammo roll to make. Fine.
You're using up your shields. I like it. You're going to get a blank on your next
And
bite
that
roll.
will cause mayhem, which will basically just not all the walkers can get
No,
to
they
him,
can't.
which
Just
is
physically
good,
can't
but
get in.
they're pretty angry with
Yeah,
him.
they are very angry with him,
There's
to
no
be
point
fair.
even doing a roll for this, is there? Because he's on 1 health.
I know.
And we'll go to the event phase. So we have no idea what's happening in this game. It's
I know.
very silly.
I know. I feel like my back is up against the wall somewhat now.
We are in medium threats. Do you want to draw us an event card?
Yep. We've got +1 to the threat, so
Minus
-1
one
to the
takes us
threat.
to 12.
Yeah, which is Pandemonium. And each player is rolling 2 blue dice.
2 blue dice.
2 blue dice,
Oof.
and moving that many eligible walkers, crucially, in a direction of their choice.
Okay, well, you've got priority here. It's worth the saying Chris has been engaged. We've done what we can here, but it doesn't make any difference. With 2 for me.
I get 4. I don't know if there will be that many eligible walkers, but still. And then blue dice walkers will enter play afterwards.
You want to roll the blue?
Yeah.
And then we'll do it all off camera.
1.
Lovely. Let's do that then. Well, I feel like Dale got the short end of that.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
No one else really got any engagement there where I sneakily moved a walker to block another walker so you couldn't put them into
and you moved another one away from Dale because otherwise he could have been in a worse position.
Rick getting tied down was basically my solution there. As much as Rick has taken a damage, Dale is expendable and Rick isn't.
Yeah, that's true. Well, Rick's got your objective point.
Exactly.
What I can see how this game's going to end up.
It's currently just 1-1, isn't it?
Yeah, it's 1-1. It's 1-1, but literally you're going to sweep those up with Rick.
Carl's going to win the game for me. Carl's got it in the bag. So threat reduces again because we've got melee, and we'll go to the melee phase as is. So just because it's mathematically possible for you to roll all blanks.
Yeah, it is. It's not impossible. Let's go with this tremendous horde of walker dice. Do you know that's not that good?
You didn't roll all blanks. Okay?
No,
Can't beat it.
No,
you can't.
But still, like that in theory, with a bit of
Let's push the scrum of death away from him.
Yeah.
And then he rolls his lucky hat.
He certainly does. Of course he's passed it. Of course he's passed it, hasn't he?
We'll do the rest of the combat stacks.
Okay, and it's Chris's combat now. Come on, Chris, with the cleaver. Let's see what we can do.
Chris the cleaver.
Chris with the cleaver. Well, it doesn't help him in any way,
3 red dice for the walkers. Get 2.
2 blanks.
That's 2 wounds, my
2 wounds takes him down to 3 health.
Pushes him away. I think you're happy to be pushed that way, though.
Yeah,
it's probably not the worst situation in the world.
Oh, definitely not.
Rick is up. He's got 2 white dice for his melee versus 1 walker.
Fine then, isn't he?
2.
Is blank.
Yep, so pushes
Enjoyed rolling blanks
knocks
there.
it prone. And then Dale is fighting against 2 walkers. I don't know whether to take my 2 red for defense and my 1 white for melee. I think I take my 1 white.
Okay, fair enough.
So Dale gets 1.
Oh, 2 and a bite.
2 with a bite. Right, he has got tainted meat though, which means he can re-roll infection rolls. So he loses the combat.
Yeah.
Takes a point of damage because you don't get the headshots for walkers, do you?
Nope.
So he's down to 4, but yes, that's 2 people infected.
Oh dear.
And that's it for the combat. So you were just praising that I've tactically got the right people to be bitten here.
Yes, you have. Because, you've got Carl's lucky hat and Dale's tainted meat.
The problem is that I've just rolled all the prone walkers and they've all stood up, which means I've rolled a shield 3 times in a row, and now I need to roll shields.
I'd like some blanks, please.
Right, we'll go with Dale first.
Yeah.
Is he going to take a bite damage? He would, but I can re-roll it because he's tainted meat.
He is.
Tainted love. He's fine. Carl.
Come on, Carl,
Does he take a bite?
to die.
Does his lucky hat save him?
Oh, flipping Hector.
Yeah, boy.
On a different day, they'd both be dead now.
Not today. Today is not his day.
Oh, dear.
And we'll go to the next turn, which is going to be Atlanta having priority. So when I pitched this scenario, the idea was like, it's the aftermath of a great fight. No, this is just a great fight.
It is a great fight too, far.
Dale's going to go because he's living a charmed life.
He is.
So he's going to walk to this position here.
That's cool.
And he's going to shoot at Chris. Now, this isn't the best in terms of dice, but we'll see what we can do. So I get a 2 white and a red for my Marlin rifle. You've got hardcover to benefit here.
I have, so I've added a white dice for my hardcover, but then there's also the camo paint, which is going to give me an automatic success, and his base defense is white-red.
So we've got the same dice we're rolling here, but you've got 1 success baked in. It's going to be very hard for me to damage you. 3.
Oh, he's fine.
He's fine, right. That will cause mayhem.
It certainly will.
Push the threat up to 12, and then we'll just move the walkers. So Dale's dead. Dale's not going to live through this.
He's not.
Unless he has a lucky hat.
He's going to get ripped apart. Let's be fair here, Tom. The game does not need to be won this turn. And that is the moral I'm going with.
It's a gutsy defence, though.
It is. So literally all I'm going to do is engage this walker. What I really needed was that one to have been pulled away with the mayhem as well, but it wasn't. So rather than do anything rash, I'm just going to kill it with the cleaver and I'll live to fight Rick next turn.
Very nice. Okay, easy activations for me. Rick is going to walk to here. He's going to casually pick up the bag of guns. He's going to stay outside of 2 inches of anything that looks particularly scary.
Nice.
And then Carl's had enough. He's going to bounce away. We've just pre-measured this. He's going to run around to this side of the marker, and this walker's going to be like, huh?
Yeah, that's
and
nicely
clatter
played.
into there. Told you, Carl's going to win me the game.
That is nicely played.
Or die trying. Well, the turns are getting quicker because Dale's going to die very soon.
Yeah,
so
well, I've only got the one activation.
it's
so.
all good. Event card then.
Yep, we are the Walking Dead.
This is my one.
It is.
My
it
one's
is.
better than your one. I'm going to tell you straight away.
Well,
the Atlanta one's pretty good.
Mine would have been amazing if I'd been in the right place, whereas this isn't about
This is just passive, yeah.
So it's, in this case, deduct white dice from the threat level.
Okay, 2 takes us down to 10.
Excellent stuff. And then 2 red dice walkers enter play. Now, I'm near the board edge, so that's bad. Although there's only one.
I'll literally do it while you read the rest of the card, mate.
And then all Atlanta models gain a red dice to their defense until the start of the next event phase.
That is handy.
That is very handy.
Not that I've got any combat to worry about. I mean, Dale gets a extra red
does.
dice, but it's not going to
He
help
does.
us.
But it's also if I shoot at you before the next event
Exactly,
phase.
that's the important part. So threat will go down again. We're almost in low threat now.
Excellent.
Because we've got combat, and we'll go to the melee phase next. Right, let's go with Dale to start with then. I get 3 red dice on my defense though,
you
because
do.
my card is helping me versus your 10 red dice.
We are the Walking Dead indeed.
And 3.
It's decent.
It's not. It almost would have
it
been if you
really
would have
would
said
have been, yeah.
that. So he's going to take what, 2 damage?
2 damage, yeah. And he's already bitten to the bite.
So that
Nothing.
knocks him down to 2 health.
The fact he survived, that is actually amazing.
Well, the bite
when you
won't
think
kill him,
about
actually,
it,
will it?
Yeah, when you think about it, that is really good.
That is pretty good. Now, Chris has got 1 walker, which he should
Yeah,
comfortably
come on, Chris.
deal with.
With your cleaver.
The walker gets nothing.
Oh, look at that.
Absolutely butchers
Look
it.
at that.
And then we'll go to, well, we've got no cleanup, but we'll go to the end phase. And here we are in the end phase, and it's back to dice rolling. So, Dale, bite.
Tainted.
Tainted.
Oh,
I'm having it.
heck.
Carl, bite. Doesn't care.
Of course he doesn't.
Does
Of course
not
he doesn't care. Of course he doesn't care.
Yeah, pretty good. So you've
No,
got priority.
no,
Any thoughts? How is Chris going to solve this conundrum?
Well, I'm treating this as a lost game, so I'm just going to go for it.
Funny how that switched.
I am going for it.
Please go back to turn 1 where he was like, I'm going to be cautious and I'm not going to rush it.
Oh, do you know I'm going for it this
So you've
turn.
got 3 wounds left.
Yeah.
Rick's on 5, Carl's on 1, and Dale's on 2. So we're all within a bullet or a bite death.
We are.
So let's go to the first activation, which will be the Hunters.
Okay, it's Chris's time. Here he goes. Because at the end of the day, Rick's going to sweep up, so I need to stop him. Don't I? So Chris is going to do a sprint action, and he's going to land in here, which will pull this one into the car, like so.
Lovely. Right, my activations then, seeing as you've robbed Rick of his glorious
Yeah, we
moment.
have.
Dale's going to walk around to here. He's going to try and climb this small barrier.
Yep.
All right, he needs black and white dice, needs a shield.
Oh,
He stays there.
he only has 1 leg. No way was he ever going to make that.
I mean, the
was
good
he?
point is he's within 2 of all these walkers. So he will take the hit, basically, for them.
That's fair.
Carl, on the other hand, is going to basically declare what we'd consider to be a sprint to here, which will then pull that walker
Yeah, that's cool.
into Chris, if
Very
that makes
nice.
sense. And we're going to hope that Blood Ties does its
We're
work.
going to have a hell of a fight there, I think.
Yep, so we'll go to the event phase now. I'm still kind of in awe of Carl's ability to actually get out of that scrub. Like, I don't
If he
really
hadn't
know.
got out of it, though, I'd be in a relatively good position
He was,
as well.
told you he's going to win me the game.
It's that lucky hat.
He's going to crack Chris on the back of the head with a gun.
He is. He really is.
We moved in. Dale's dead.
Yeah.
Dale is
But we
definitely
thought this
gonna-
last time.
Yeah, to be fair, they don't get the bonus though. It's until the end. It's
Until the end of-
the end event
yeah.
phase, which is going to go now.
Yeah.
So anyway, what have we got for this event phase, mate?
Right, we've got roamers, and on medium threat, that is each player rolls a blue dice and moves that many eligible walkers in a direction of their
There
choice.
aren't many, are there? 2 for me.
2 and 2 for me. Well, there's a lot here. They're just not relevant
They're
to the
just
game.
not relevant to the
Yeah.
game. So we'll quickly do that. So we've moved our walkers. We didn't really want the walkers engaging us. We kind of just
Yeah.
moved them away a little
we
bit
did, to be
tactically
fair.
around. And we
Yeah.
have got combats. We're in low threat.
Yay!
Exciting times. And we'll go to the melee phase. Well, you've got sneaky shenanigans, haven't you?
It's me or you. That's all I can say. It's me or
Pick
you.
on another small child.
Yes, basically, we don't like children in this team.
What's your job again? Ian? What do you do
I'm a
for
teacher.
Yeah. Never trust science teachers, kids.
Oh, because they might push kids into zombies, which isn't bad.
Or trank them. Yeah.
You make me out to be such a horrible person. Oh, right. So let's throw Carl into a walker, essentially.
This is how your DBS check
it
in
is.
revoked.
It is. It really is. I do have to roll a black dice to do this.
Good.
thing,
Well, I
okay?
hope it's a blank because you don't have Carl's power.
Oh, it is a blank as well.
You have no power here.
Flipping heck. I was really hoping for a shield.
Do you want to do Dale's Bucket of Death first, just to see?
Yeah,
what it
that
is,
sounds
So
reasonable
I
to
have 2 red dice in my defense because I don't get my bonus now.
Yeah, sounds good.
Versus, what, 10 dice or whatever it
Yeah.
is. Go on. Yeah. I'm 3.
Yeah, well, he's dead.
He's dead.
Never mind.
He
never
is
mind.
dead. He becomes a prone walker, so these walkers get pushed back. Annoyingly, actually, we've created a bit of a situation here that we probably didn't need to create in the sense of, like, we've caused a problem for ourselves.
Possibly.
And then a prony walkie pops out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But listen, you're winning 2-1 as it stands, so...
Well, if I kill Chris, that's game.
It is game,
So...
but if I kill Rick, it's interesting.
It's right. So, Rick, 1 white dice for melee,
Yeah.
1 white dice for his hatchet, 1 red dice because of blood ties.
I'd like to shoot, though, based on what's just happened there.
Would you?
I would, because I have a handgun. So I'm going to shoot Rick.
But you can only defend in combat after that.
I am fully aware of this.
That's an interesting choice.
fully aware of this.
And you're going to cause mayhem with this.
I am, so we'll be going back up into medium?
Probably, yeah.
So this is a real curveball moment.
Yeah, you did not say this before
No,
we
I
pressed
didn't.
record, did
I
you?
know,
Because
I'm
the
so-
moving of the walkers is now going to be a pain
It
as
is,
well.
but that's what made me think to do it, because I
Okay.
thought there's all these walkers here, which could be an advantage.
Go on then.
So, Chris is going to shoot at Rick, and he gets 3.
Do you have to roll black and white dice because you're in combat with more than one person? You have to see who the shot hits.
Oh, I've absolutely no idea.
Well, I'll do my defense roll anyway.
I'll do it
I will
anyway.
check it.
Do you want to say star is Carl?
It's all right. We'll check it
Sure.
afterwards because I think you're probably okay, but we'll double check just in case it's
like
bad. I've got a white dice on defense to get a red dice because it is a defense roll for
Go on,
blood ties.
Rick.
He's fine.
He's fine. There's no
Cop
issues.
dice. You happy with that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Mayhem.
That's why I did it. I did it for the mayhem.
Brett goes up.
We do it for the mayhem.
We'll check and see how this works.
I feel that I've really got into the theme of this
We
now.
played that right though, because we didn't need to randomise the shot. Quick rules check. I mean, you're on the rules committee. The rules are whatever we say they are at
They
this
are, to
stage.
be fair. They are.
But you've split the combat 3 ways. So you were like, I'm going to have a big fight against Rick,
and then I
you
bottled
wussed
it.
out.
I bottled it because
And
I'm a
I can't
hunter.
even shoot you back. Right, let's do Carl versus a walker.
Yeah.
Carl's going to use his one... Do you know I could fire a gun at it?
You could. That would make
It would make life worse, I think. for
Yeah,
me.
probably will, because they'll come to you. Yeah, I wouldn't.
Red dot. Oh, loves it.
That's doable.
Carl's gone
Yeah,
berserk.
you killed
Carl doesn't care.
Yeah, you've killed him.
Rick versus 2 walkers.
Rick versus 2 walkers. There we go.
Rick is going to use his 2 whites. He gets his blood ties because he's got his child within his kill zone. 2. And many more.
I was really hoping to get a wound on Rick there, but never
2
mind.
prone. And then Chris versus a solitary walker.
Come on, Christoph.
Just chuck that in there.
I get a 1.
1. Come on, 2 with a bite.
Oh, no!
Take a point of damage.
Oh, heck. And a bite. And a bite.
It would push you back, but can't push you back into combat. It won't kill you this turn, though. That's the interesting thing.
It won't, but that hurts.
How's your 50-50 roll
Not
again?
as good as yours.
So we'll tidy up the pro walkers and we'll go to the end phase. Well, it's down to the black and white dice now.
It certainly is.
So all the walkers stood up, which
Yeah.
I think is just bad news bears in general.
Yeah. If Carl dies here, this becomes so interesting.
It does. I mean, I have priority, which helps here.
Yeah.
So, Chris, do you want to take your...
Come on, Christoph. Oh, no.
That's a wound.
Damage. Yeah, he's got one.
You're on
left.
1 wound, are you?
Yes.
Interesting, that. Interesting. Carl, does he succumb to his bite?
He's down to
Does
that
his
hat.
lucky hat save him?
Oh, no!
Can't be contained.
Do you know, if he'd gone there, I would have been so pleased.
And yeah, we're going to go to the melee phase now. You ready for the big brain play?
I know.
Well,
what's
you know what's coming because I've just
know
taught it
what's
through.
coming.
So Carl is going to walk here. I told you, Carl is going to win me the game.
He has. If he died before, this was not over.
He is going to make noise, which will pull this walker into there. And conveniently, he's going to make sure that he's not within 2 inches of these 2 walkers, but those 2 are within 2 inches of Chris.
That's nicely done.
Rick is then, as pre-measure, just going to run away to leave his son heroically.
Yeah.
Closest walker, bam.
Nicely done.
Taking your activation away from you.
Certainly has.
And then we'll do the moving in and the event phase. Well, how the turntables.
I know.
I love the idea of Carl just going, you shove me, I shove you.
Yeah, that's exactly what's happened there, to be fair. Look, Chris played as Chris is. He tried to
he's
kill
got
them.
3 walkers. It's survivable.
It is
It's whether
just-
the bite kills him at the end as well.
I'm
That's the
not
issue.
confident on the bite.
Event card then, my love.
Yes. We get +2 to the threat, The Walking Dead.
So -2s, we're into low threat
Yeah,
now.
we are. And 2 white dice walkers enter play, and the same walkers are then each moved towards the nearest survivor.
That could screw Rick, but I have priority, which helps
do.
with placement here. So, a walker enters play.
There was me hoping for tons of
So
them.
sadly, a walker walks here and goes towards it. Shame that.
Nasty.
Threat goes
now.
down again to 6. I think this is probably
I
the
think
last
this is
turn
it,
now,
yeah.
isn't it? So we'll go to melee.
Okay, here we go, Chris. Making a good last stand here with your cleaver. See what you can muster up. And he rolls 1. Never mind.
I mean,
I'm going to say he got munched there.
good game.
Well played,
good game,
Tom.
Good
Well
game.
played.
Just for my own amusement, Carl would have to roll some checks at the end of this game.
He would. Should we just see if he survives?
Does he survive? That's the question.
I'm hoping
so,
not.
Bite. Lucky hat.
Oh, of course he does.
So this
Of
is
course
double
he
good
does.
game. Double good
He
game
does,
for Carl.
he does.
And
Well played, Tom.
we'll go to the end. So I think that's like my new favourite way of playing. Oh, that was
It was
crazy.
really good.
That was one of those
really good.
games where we went through every turn just going, don't know if I'm going to win this, don't know if you're going to win this, don't really know how this is working out.
It ebbed and it flowed. What I was pleased with that we didn't get overrun with walkers
Yes.
because I thought there was a real danger of that
I
happening.
think we
early
got
on.
very, very lucky in the opening turns that we A, didn't have any major panic issues,
Yeah.
and B, didn't have any bring walkers on
Yeah.
cards, because we hit all of those later on in the game,
Did
didn't
actually, yeah. If they'd come on turn 1 or 2,
Bad times.
we could have had our backs to the wall.
Can we appreciate the strongest character in the game that is Carl's hat?
Carl's hat again. How many times do we have to talk about one piece of clothing?
It's phenomenal.
It
It's
is.
the best. I think, can you make an errata where everyone can take Carl's hat?
Honestly, I
So
don't.
I can have Rick and Carl's hat, Carl and Carl's hat, Dale.
I didn't count it, but guessing 4 saves.
Something like that.
It was a
yeah.
lot of saves.
Carl Bitten on 1 health with his hat is actually more likely to survive than not.
I know.
It's great. They played really well, but I thought the Hunters were way, way better than we saw last
I
time.
thought they were fantastic.
Chris is great.
I know we didn't end up winning, but it was a little bit to do with luck as well. I thought they were fantastic.
Well, the WYSIWYG nature of having Chris with his leather jacket and his camo actually makes him really tanky
It does.
as well, doesn't it?
It does. He's hard to kill. I mean, he survived right until the end, didn't he?
Yeah, I mean, you trank gunned a child.
Of course I did. I'm playing the villains. Of course I trank gun the child.
But no, it was good. An interesting way that we can variate this. Obviously, if you want to try out the scenario at home, do. But we always talked about at the start that maybe we even start with supply tokens and make the one in the middle
Yeah.
worth 3. So you can do a lot of things with the scenario to kind of mix and match. But
Definitely.
massive thank you for everyone on Discord who voted for the Hunters, because that was a very good choice.
Yeah, it was a great choice, folks.
I think it's probably Kingdom next, because you've got them all painted, haven't you?
I can hear the sound of galloping horses.
With their stupid 14-inch move or whatever it is.
12.
Just only 12.
Only 12.
How did that get past your committee?
Stop it.
But no, as always, we hope you've enjoyed this battle report and it inspires you to play the game a little bit more. Obviously, we're going to be back with plenty more in the future, but have a lovely day and check us out later. Hi guys, and thank you so much for watching our videos. It means the world to us. If you want to see some more, they should be over here. And if you want to support this channel, keep these lights on. You can find links to our Patreon and merchandise in the description below. Take care.